Hello, hello. Welcome to Tabula Rakshasa, our Lost Memory one-shot series. We have with us today another set of... Ooh, hold on one second. I realized I have something on the screen that shouldn't be there. Just ignore that layout.
You didn't see anything.
You didn't see
I didn't
nothing.
see anything, actually.
You didn't
What was
see
it?
nothing. I accidentally had your character info,
Ooh.
or at least your pictures and your names. It's fine. Welcome. We are here on Tuesday nights to run one-shots where the players don't know anything about their characters other than pronouns, and I have their character sheets. Ooh, RC and Paladin, I have to switch you. Whoops. And instead of hold on a sec. Instead of changing the screen, I'm just gonna swap your cameras. You're gonna be like, ooh, we've changed places. Man. Sorry, I switched to the wrong scene and no one heard you scream.
Oh.
It's like you were in space. So we are here to run through another scenario in which they do not know anything about. As I said, I have their character sheets. They are all level 3, and for the most part are part of the canon D&D stuff. Kazoo in my pocket is now following us, and that is a delightful name. Thank you. And I hope you do. So we are... I lost my train of thought completely.
You got distracted by the kazoo.
I did. I really did. That's why I shouldn't produce streams. Too many flashing lights. So we are here to run a one-shot in which these players are all playing level 3 characters of varying types from all the D&D modules that I have. I don't own all of them, but I do own all the classes. So I have their randomly created sheets, and, well, not so random this time, actually. I planned this one. This one's a little different. But they still don't know nothing. They don't know nothing. But you, the super sleuths in chat, can help them figure out things about themselves as they go through our scenario this evening. If you donate to the stream, that is a tip of $5 or more, you can give a tip to a player. Basically, you pick a player on the screen, and I will incorporate a substantial clue of either about their class or their background or their ancestry, or and you just pick which person, and I will incorporate it into the game. I have a list too. I'm very prepared today.
I'm so proud of you.
Aw, Paladin. That's so nice. Is that like trying
Specifically
to...
not cheating.
I was gonna say, are you trying to preload the clues? So we are, yeah, it should be fun. I don't have full sentences for you today, but then again, you all don't have full memories today, so I don't feel any pressure. So we have returning players tonight. Everybody's been on the show before. You know what you don't know, which is nice. But if you haven't seen the show before, just in general, this is a very RP heavy game. The players are going to tell me what they want to attempt to do, and they will roll for themselves, but I have all their stats. You guys are welcome to take notes if you want to keep track of your stuff, or don't. I'll tell you information either way. Rather, I'll tell you the total rolls. And at the end of the game, we'll have a sort of friendly game of Guess Who, and you try to figure out if you can... if you've teased out who you are or what kind of character you are, and feel free to play at home in the chat. So that's what we're at. But before we get started, I want to thank our sponsors. It's the holiday season, so there's a lot of cool stuff going on with our sponsors this year. Let's start with World Anvil. It is December, which means it is World Ember. It is a writing challenge that World Anvil does with prizes and contests for best articles of different topics. You can, the goal of it is to write 10,000 words as part of your World Anvil. Fill out your world, and I'm going to be doing it as well. I'm a little behind, but I will get to it. And the idea is to have a fully fleshed out 10,000 words for your game, or for whether it's a game or if it is a novel or any kind of fiction that you might be writing, any fictional world, you can work on it. There's also prizes for setting other goals. You can do more than the 10,000, obviously. So I'll be doing that. You can find the World of Vale is right here, but it occurs to me that what I should probably do is share what I'll be working on World Anvil. This is the, as of right now, very, very empty World Anvil that I'll be working on. It is for Bag World, which is the new season of Shenanigans, and I'm very, very excited to have it. I've been kicking around this idea for a while, and we'll be having some nonsense go on in this world that is a garbage place where objects get lost from demi-planes, like bags of holding, things like that. And so I described it as Waterworld meets the garbage pile from the little toaster.
But without the water.
But without the water. It's Waterworld in garbage space. I'll be riffing a lot off of Spelljammer. So if you like Spelljammer, it's going to have a very similar vibe to it. Except it's going to be garbage instead of galactic exploration. So stay tuned for that. That'll be coming at the beginning of the year. But we are working on the world building right now. And you all, if you join the Discord server for Nerdsmith, can help me build it. I'll be putting some prompts in, or I'll just be working on it in the server. I'll be sharing my screen and just writing stuff. So if you want to contribute, feel free. Next up is Hero Forge. We are affiliates of Hero Forge, and that's not the code. It's an exclamation point, not a pound. Because it is December, they are doing, as many TTRPG groups are doing right now, an adventure calendar. Every day this month, they'll be releasing a new asset into the Hero Forge set. And today is also Treasure Tuesday, as usual. So not only did they release a small little gift for people, which I believe was a knife. It was a really pretty, like, druid knife with feathers coming off of it. But the other thing that came out was a really kick-ass set of knight armor. Has this beautiful like sash going across the heavy plate armor. It's really, really nice. And there's chainmail underneath. It's really cool.
That's real good.
Thank you, Paladin. I'm saving that in my notes.
Oh my god.
So anyway, check it out every single day for December. Hero Forge is going to come out with something new. And it might be every day. I think it's every day. I don't think it's till Christmas. I think it's all month, but I'll double check. And you'll have some fun new things to play around with in Hero Forge. And hopefully at the end, they tend to do something big. So fingers crossed.
Yeah.
And finally, Die Hard Dice. Die Hard's doing their holiday sale right now. Everything is on sale, and you have 6 days, I believe, until it is too late to get there for Christmas. So you still got a little bit of time if you want to get things for the Dice Dragon in your life. And yes, for US shipping, it's on the 12th. So please get your stuff in now if you want. And you can get the discount code. We have Nerdsmith, or use the link to get 10% off your entire purchase. And maybe think about, I don't know, getting some Nerdsmith dice while you're there. Nerdsmith Forge Fire is our partnership with Die Hard Dice. Really, really pretty polymer set. And we've heard nothing but good things from people who've gotten them. And I'm very excited to get my set.
Same.
Anyway. that's where we are right now. Sorry for the long-windedness of this, but we're going to get started. Before we start properly, it's important to set the mood. So we'll be right back. Welcome back. Ooh, this music needs to change, actually. We're not quite with that. You all wake up, not because of sound. Well, not at first. You wake up to heat. And then you smell a bonfire. And then you realize it's hard to breathe. And then you hear the roaring of fire. An inferno. The light behind your eyes, or the light in front of your closed eyes, draws your eyes open and they start to burn from smoke. You are all in a fire. You're in a room. It's on fire. What do you do? You're all on the ground.
Ramble?
Who goes first?
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me, I forgot. Yeah, Paladin, you are first.
Scramble.
Scramble. Okay, cool.
Just like, clawing at everything, trying to push myself away from the fire and towards the wall.
Okay, give me
Unless the wall is the thing that is on fire.
The room is on fire. You do need some water.
But it's like, is that the floor? The ceiling? Is there a thing in the middle?
Give me a perception check. You know what? Let's just start.
Okay. Just gonna look at my character sheet, but I don't have one.
Oh no!
It's a 12.
A 12. All right. So with a 16, you survey the room. There's a little bit of smoke, but you're low. And you see that there is smoke pouring in from outside the room, and there is you're in like a wooden, it looks almost like a cabin room, and there is little bits of glow behind and between the slats of wood on the wall. There is a raging fire outside this room. Though you do see that one wall with a window facing outside to night air does not have any glowing, but the rest of the walls do.
All right. Do I notice the others at all?
You do see that there are some other figures on the ground. You also see that one of them is being nudged, like jump nudged by what looks to be a fox. And for a second you're like, oh god, the fox is on fire. And then you realize that the fox is made of fire. And you worry less about the fox.
Has that covered, so I'll go to one of the others.
Okay.
And I'll drag them towards the window and the plan is to throw them through the window so I don't have to jump through it myself.
Okay. You have two options. Actually,
Whichever one seems more compact or closest.
Arden and Lane, can you give me a d20 and we'll see which one of you is closest?
Or more compact, I'm
I
not...
got
Or
a
more
13.
13, okay.
Mine was a 16.
Okay. Which is exactly what your d20 was. So that
Oh my
works out
God.
fine. Arden, just for shits and giggles, can I get one more d20 from you? I took 2 from everybody at the beginning.
Oh,
You don't get to
yes.
know what the second d20 is for. It's for me. It's for my purpose.
9.
9. Okay, thank you. All right. So yeah, you guys are in the order. So you see closest to you a shadowy figure. For a second it sort of startles you. You think that it's like a body. It's completely bald, and their skin is like a deep midnight violet, and so it almost just looks like, I hate to say it almost looks like a charred corpse in the moment, like for a split second, but then you see, oh, it's a person, and it's not actually a charred corpse. So they might make it.
A pre-charred corpse.
I really see. If I had just let you think it was a charred corpse, you could have still thrown them out the window.
Yeah, it doesn't matter to me.
Okay, go ahead and give me an athletics check as you try to lift and hurl someone like a shock put.
Watch me be like a halfling wizard.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 6.
Okay, so a 10. That's not bad.
Well,
Ooh.
As you're just you basically are able to get them in your arms, but not throw them. You start picking them up, and you nudge the table that is behind you a little earlier than you would have expected. You don't seem to have a good sense of your body. You have like a huge mass on your back. It could be a backpack, could be something else, but like you don't have a lot of room to navigate. You could jump backwards if you wanted. It seems like you have a lot of cushion in the back.
That could be valuable stuff in there. I don't know.
It's true. All right. Let's see. RC. You are being jumped on by small little paws. I'll set the tone for you. A soft feminine voice coughs out and hacks a lung as the fox keeps jumping on you. Yeah, like that. Delicate, graceful. As the paws stop jumping, and you feel a little nudge on your face, and when you open, there's this little fox sort of staring at you. The edges of its fur are sort of flame.
Now, does it look to me that it's on fire? Does it look to me it's made of fire?
It looks like a spirit of some kind. It doesn't look like a fully corporeal creature.
I very quickly take stock of what is happening around me with
It
sort
seems
of
like
my hands up, getting ready to...
Yeah, you see the flame, you hear the raging fire. You get the sense that the creature is trying to get your attention, like trying to get you up. You were unconscious.
I'm up. What?
It stops.
What?
It stops jumping, and it kind of hops off, and starts tugging at your shirt towards the window. That there's a giant turtle carrying someone towards the window.
Okay. Well, I will scramble towards the window because I don't want to be here.
Okay.
I assume I am uncomfortable. Yes.
You didn't notice the heat as unpleasant when you woke up.
Am I currently noticing it as unpleasant?
I mean, it's loud and clearly something bad's happening.
But it doesn't feel like uncomfortably hot?
Not in the room, no, but you definitely sense that there is a raging fire outside of the room. Or rather,
Okay.
in whatever building you're attached to is on fire.
Okay, but that doesn't seem okay. So
No,
I will.
It's not scaring you or anything.
So I get over my initial shock in which I scrambled to the window, and then I sort of, and I look out the window. What do I see?
You see it's nighttime, so it's a little dark, but you can kind of make out what's going on. You see more dark smoke that is sort of billowing out of windows in this building, and you also see several buildings outside, like away from you across the street, and or like across the way, and they are also like charred ruins that have been like brought to cinders and ash. You still have 4 walls and a roof on you, but might not be a great thing given the sound of the fire outside or behind you.
Is there a door like leading to the fire?
There is. There is smoke coming out of the bottom and a little bit out of the corners of the door frame, but there's just smoke billowing at the bottom.
What else is in this room? And / what am I wearing? I'm looking for cloth. I'm looking for cloth specifically, so to like stuff under the doorway to stop the smoke.
You look and you're wearing a you kind of glance down and you shift, and you have these very, very poofy sleeves on, like this little short jacket that cuts off at like your midsection, and it's very pretty velvet. It's red. I mean, everything's kind of red and orange right now, but it's red with lots of little details along it. But it's like a substantial fabric.
Okay, so I look down at the little fox that woke me up, and I sort of, can you tear this for me?
And he kind of like jumps at it and tries to rip it. You're just like holding the jacket out.
Yeah, so if he can get it started, then I should be able to get the rest of it off.
Oh sure, it's just like he like puts a paw down, just. But then you see as it's biting, like there's little bits of burning starting where it bites. So yeah, there is like holes on it, like it's punctured holes that are singed now.
Well, that's fine. I'll try to do that and stuff it under the door, and that's what I'll do.
Okay. So you do that, absolutely. You get that stuff under the door, and you are able to block some of the smoke that is coming in. There's still quite a bit that's already in the room, but it is floating to the ceiling. So that helps a lot. Okay. All right. Then we have Lane. You wake up being carried. Someone has picked you up out of this rubble and is heading towards the window. Paladin, I'm so sorry. Did you already try to get through even though you could only carry? Or are you're heading for the window?
I think I just put her against the wall, with the 6. I think that was the best I could do at the moment.
Sure. So let me get your pictures up. So
what am I looking at?
You're looking at a very big turtle man. There is like baby's breath growing underneath his shell. And he just looks kind of like this craggy turtle. Paladin, you I kind of described, but when you get a second and you actually like pick this person up, they are not only is their skin this kind of midnight color, they're also dotted with little. At first it seems almost like they are covered in cinders, like hot cinders, but there's actually little dots of like gold along where they would have freckles on their face and a little bit up on their bald head. And one really catches the light. It seems that there's maybe like a nose stud that matches all of the sort of iridescent gold freckles on their body. And they've got this high collar, sort of black leather with gold chains around the throat, and there's like moons along the collar. Very
pretty.
dramatic, very dramatic looking person. So yeah, Lane, you're being carried by a big ass turtle.
Excuse me?
Oh, good,
going
you're
on?
awake. The room is on fire, and I could really use your help opening this window so we can escape.
Oh, where did he go, George? Where did he go?
It's this one over here, and I'll turn you towards the window.
God, yeah, you're being carried and turned.
It might help if you put me down.
Oh, I thought I did. Sorry.
Is there any way I can open the window, or?
Yeah, you can give me a strength check.
$15.
15. Oh yeah, that's enough. Yeah, you shove the door. It's a little jammed, but you get it open really easy. And it actually it wouldn't slide open. It's probably like a little latch that would open like a barn, like window, doors rather, not windows. And yeah, you swing them open, and you are welcomed by cold night air, and the and you get a sudden like whoosh of fresh, like mountain air.
I don't know if you can make it through there, but open window.
Okay, good. We'll go on 3. 1,
Oh God.
2.
No. One at a time. We are not going to fit through that window at the same time.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
this guy's actually. I forgot to mention, as he picked you up, you realize he's actually kind of on the short side. He's technically a small creature. He's just
I'm
a small
small?
turtle. You're a small turtle.
Yay!
I forgot to mention that. You're very small and very strong.
I'll go first, and then you can go. And I will clamber my way up to the window and try to jump through.
Okay, yeah, you can
I
hop
hope
right over.
we're not too high up.
It's first story, luckily, or first floor.
Oh, is it?
It's ground
Doesn't
floor.
look that
You're
bad.
fine. So yeah, you hop right out. As you get out into the open air, it is like it's like a breath of fresh air.
Mm-hmm.
No, it is. You don't know how long you've been inhaling smoke. You even sort of involuntarily cough as you get out into the air. But the cold temperature hits your skin. Your arms are bare and your head is bare. And you just like sort of close your eyes and you look out, and you can see very clearly in the night sky, or like in the dark. And you sort of instinctively glance up. You see that like the sky is covered with this dark smoke. There's just this kind of smog in the air, and there's more of that roaring sound of fires burning and kind of thrashing.
Is it coming
about.
from any one specific direction, or
all
from
over.
everywhere?
It's from
Okay.
everywhere. You are in a village, and this village is burning to the ground.
Look, okay.
Arden, you have not been stirred yet. There is just, it is so uncomfortable here. Everything is like dry and hot and unpleasant, and you hear things crashing and crunching around as people are moving. There's a little bit of shouting going on. Just so everybody knows, you all have been talking at fairly raised voices because of how loud it is. And you wake up to a sort of nudge near your face as there is a little fiery fox just kind of nudging at you.
Oh. And I'm just gonna like look around, look at this fox, slowly get up and cover my face and just kind of glance around, because obviously there's smoke in the air.
Yeah, first impulse is that, like, panic, I gotta get out of the fire place.
Yeah, I just,
so yeah. Fox gets excited when he sees you're awake.
I'll look down at the fox and I'll just kind of be like, where should I be going?
And jumps a little bit, actually more than jumps, kind of jumps up invisible stairs as it sort of makes a running fly around the room. Reaches a looks like an elven woman with auburn hair in reds, kind of does a little jump around her and then runs back to you, and they all seem congregated at the window trying to get out, like they're climbing out of, there's 3 people and they're climbing out.
Okay, so I'll start heading that way, and I'll just, come on, quickly, it's hot and gross, come on. Just kind of like...
Great. So you get up, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Oh, that's terrible. 7?
7, 12, not bad. You get up and you see that this, and then this is also filling in a question that I had forgotten about. You see that this is this appears to be some sort of like office. Like there are bookshelves on the walls, there's a desk, and heavy curtains on the windows. And it doesn't seem like this room is on fire, but this room was absolutely filled with smoke, and there is a fire encroaching between the boards of the walls. You can see it's coming. So you head to the window?
Yes.
Okay, and so you see all these people. Lane is already through the window. I think Paladin, you would have been next, and then RC would have been after you, and then Arden. I assume you all, you're not gonna have to roll to get out of the room.
They bump into me. I'm like, oh, did you want to go first?
Nope. No, go ahead.
Just get out of the building!
Cowabunga. Oh.
Oh my god.
We're not gonna survive this.
You guessed your name, it's Rembrandt. So, the green turtle. That's why it's not a very popular one. It's because the color matches your skin.
Makes sense.
So, damn it. I should have said Matisse because then it could have been lily pads. Anyway, sorry. It's fine. So you, Monet, not Matisse, Monet. So you all clamber out of the room and out into the what is essentially a dirt road. As I said before, you're in a village. You're like in the middle of a village, and it is on fire. It looks like a battle happened. Well, not even that. It just looks like the place was razed to the ground. If you look back, you see that you're in a relatively large central building. It almost maybe looks like a nobleman's house. It's a 2-story, and it is absolutely alight. Everything is just the wood, the finely crafted wood of the outside of this building is just being consumed by flame. RC?
Where's the fox?
Fox is like near your feet. It followed you out the window. Just kind of.
I take a knee. All right, friend, where do we go? If we want to get out, where do we go?
We're already outside.
Yes.
Look.
That's not particularly helpful, and I just gesture around at everything else being on fire.
It sort of sniffs around. Let me actually real quick look at your passives. Lane. No surprise there. Lane with the highest perception. You didn't even make this character sheet, and you still have the highest perception. You hear some shouting from down the way, like distant in the village. And as you hear that, you see the fox start sort of dashing the opposite direction down the road, and then like glancing back, rushing back to you all, going that way. It seems to want you to go the other way from the shouting.
But the people are that way. We should go help them, right?
I tend to find when people are shouting at me, it's not usually a good thing.
It does sound like panic, if that helps. It does not sound like, ah, it sounds like, ah, like that. That's what it sounds like. It's a Bula. In this panic, you're following the fox. So you see the elven woman who seems to match the fox. They look like they're very coordinated. Starts rushing away, and it's up to you guys. You now in this moment of like decision making are like, oh, it's up to you whether you prioritize getting away or going towards what sounds like peril or people in peril. But as you kind of like consider that choice, there's a moment of, I don't actually know what's happening right now. I don't remember anything. I don't even know these people. I don't really even know who I am, what I'm doing. And it's weird because that moment could really cause an existential crisis, but you're also in like fight or flight mode right now. So you have to make those fast decisions while you're also sort of, you decide whether you're going to grapple with it or you're just going to like put it in a box and deal with it later, and make a decision now. So it's
a problem for next week.
If there isn't next week. So I will say this as a sort of meta guidance here. You are welcome to split the party. So if you make a different decision, that is okay. This isn't a super big village.
Tally-ho!
So RC starts booking it with the fox, going one direction. And you hear the shouting in the other direction. It's up to you.
I don't know about you guys, but don't think I'm equipped to really be helping out, and I just kind of feel around myself for anything on my person.
Sure. The good old what's my inventory question.
Pat in my
we figured out
pockets. What do I got?
Figured out how to do that one real quick.
Yeah, you have a shield on your back and a sword at your also kind of strapped to your back. It looks like a scimitar. You're underneath this sort of shawl you're wearing. There appears to be some bits, and on down your arm, some bits of like leather armor. So like you are technically strapped for combat, if you want to get technical. You also have, let's see, behind your ears, which appear to be both finned and pointy, you have like this little crown or this little like edge of like coral and shells, but one appears to be attached to your spectacles that you have, but one appears to be completely loose and actually has a bit of a handle on it. And if you pull it out, it almost is a bit of like, it's almost a little wand-like, but a little shorter than that. Appears to be something that has a wrapped handle that you would hold on to. Something about it just seems to give off this sense of magic. It appears to be. If you want to give me an Arcana check.
Wow, rolling great tonight. That's a 5.
A 5. So with a 5, you don't know offhand what this thing is. It does appear to be various kinds of plant and like ocean matter. And I think the other thing, you have a bag strapped to your side, like a small satchel, and inside it you have a bunch of other type of like herbal and medicinal materials in it. And you also appear to have a let me see, like some sort of flute instrument in your bag, as well as like some basic sundries like rations, mess kit, things like that.
Okay. I guess at this discovery, I will be like, I stand corrected.
Oh yeah, that flute is gonna be super useful.
Not the flute. The shield and the sword. I think
I don't
I
think
at
you could
least-
stab a fire to death, but I'm not
Well-
sure of much of anything, really.
it must mean that I help people. So I feel like I should at least go investigate.
Okay, what about you? You wanna go to the people or you wanna run away?
I have already started going the other way.
Oh, they're gone already. Okay, yeah, I guess it's just you and me then. Let's
That is
go.
fine. Let us go.
Okay, so so what I'm getting is Arden, Lane, and Paladin are going towards the shouting, and RC is booking it with the fox. Correct? Okay. So, all right, let's see. We'll start with the group first. You all are rushing through a ruined village, and it is a little this is I think not really super content warning, because I did tell you this place was being razed to the ground. It didn't appear that this town was unpopulated. You do see some people that didn't seem to make it out of the fires, some of the buildings that seem to be older, or rather the fires seem to be older, that there's nothing much left as far as fuel is concerned. And you see, so like, just you're rushing towards the sound, so you only get like little glimpses of figures laying strewn around in the ruins of these burning buildings. You also see a few people, you kind of catch them in alleyways running away, or like pulling a cart, or rushing through on horseback. People literally just fleeing the village. You get a handful of blocks away from where you started, and you see that there is another building about 2 stories with a roof that seems also like it has stuff on top of it. And you see a few people, looks like sort of run-of-the-mill villagers. They start shouting down to you because they seem to be stuck on the roof. The whole building is on fire.
Well, people seem to be running away rather than helping each other. This is weird. Oh, don't worry. We'll, help?
Say, I'm already looking at this building, trying to figure out what's going to be the best way up there. Like, which part of the building is not already falling apart or is structurally sound to get these people down from it.
Give me an investigation check.
6.
6? Okay. So that's a 9. Let's see. Actually, this will be fun, actually. You are studying. You are focused on trying to figure out how best to analyze the situation. And there is this little instinctive tug at the core of you when you're trying to use these sort of, I guess you're trying to use your senses and reach out. The other 2, Arden and Paladin, you see on Lane's form, the little freckles along their body start lighting up in very specific ways. Only a few of them lighting up, and they kind of go even darker, like almost void black. And you can see the dots that are alight. And Lane, you actually rolled a 12.
Oh. Okay.
And you are you're studying the space, and you see that it looks like there is a sort of a little roof on the side of the building. It looks like maybe where you would store hay or like a little barnyard kind of thing. That does not seem to be on fire. Like the fire's a little less on that side of the building, and looks a little structurally sound to be able to like jump on top of, and it would give you a solid story of height to try to get onto the second floor. That would probably be a decent place to start, and there does appear to be a window just above that space, so you could jump on the roof and get to the window.
Over there. And I'll point over to the thing that I found.
You see a void black form in the dark. Mostly you see the light up of the stars along their skin, and you see them point towards the barn, that little barn hanging.
Ooh, you look so cool. But this is not really the time for that. And I'll trot over to the thing. Now what?
It's very tall, Alan. Oh no!
Oh,
You made it worse.
Can I lift him up? Just
Give me a
I'm
strength check.
super heavy.
Yeah,
Come on now.
give me a strength check.
It's
He's
okay,
very
it's okay.
dense.
it's okay. There's no harm in trying, especially
true.
when you get a nat 1.
Oh, no!
That's the only time there is harm in trying.
Oh god.
Just
Let's see.
No.
I tried.
Well, we did everything we could.
Mhm.
I just feel like I have to do everything. And I will look for like a ladder or like something that I can use to like build us a way up there.
Sure. So, you give me another roll. Give me another perception check.
12.
12. Awesome. That is. Sorry, not another perception check. Give me a perception check. So that's a 17 total. You're looking for what? I'm so sorry. I was focused on the roll. and didn't
Like a
hear your
ladder or like any kind
Oh.
of like material that I can use to build like steps or something up to this.
You
thing.
see that that this like sort of shed area isn't a full height wall. It has 4 posts and like an angled roof going down to kind of let rain come down, but it only looks like it's about 3 or 4 feet high on the actual walls around it. Like if you could, if you parked a horse in it, it would be able to look out. You can probably
Okay.
climb up the side of it.
I will attempt to climb up the side of it.
Okay, great.
And then just look back at the others like,
Oh,
Yeah,
that
you're-
looks difficult, but okay.
Not for them. I just think naturally you can get up. It's not that big of a thing. Actually, you know what? Give me an acrobatics check real quick. Trying to like kind of scramble up.
13.
Actually, I always forget this. Like lifting your body weight should be a strength check. So, you said 13?
Yeah.
Okay, so an athletics check, 13. So a 12. It's still not that bad though. It's a bit of an effort, but you're pretty gangly, and you can hop up as you do so. So yeah, you get onto the roof, and just double checking something quick. Okay, you don't have that yet. Anyway, sure, you're good.
Okay. Yeah, I look at the others. I don't go up very far, but
Well, I'll attempt to climb up after you. Which means I also need to roll. And it's a 5.
5. Buddy.
can I try and help?
Yeah, hold on. Let me see what we've got here. See. Oh yeah. You can reach down and try to help when you do, you you grab his hand and are just like, he needs to get up. He needs to get up now. And there is just this little impulse of casting something, for lack of a better term for it. And you hold on to him, and you Paladin, there's this little jolt of like a little bit of energy as you're still trying to be like, and he like you sort of grab their hand, and then you kind of fall down again, and next time you jump, and you're like on the roof already.
Oh,
Yeah, that was
I
not
guess
so
I'm
hard.
pretty good at that. Dang.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
do
well,
Look,
turn back
Lane,
down
you
to
do
help,
feel like you're the one who cast that, though?
No, that was
yeah.
totally me. I did it myself.
huh?
Yep.
I reached
definitely.
down to help our last friend.
Okay. Give me a strength check.
Oh, that's an 18.
18.
This is so. I should have just given you a boost. This is way more inconvenient. As I haul you up.
Actually, roll again, because you can roll with advantage. Take the higher number, because he's helping.
Okay.
See if you get better than an 18.
19.
Hey.
Nice. So, 21. So yeah, you with his help holding onto your hand, you have a nice firm anchor to pull yourself up the rest of the way, and so all three of you are now on the shed roof.
Good
And
thing
there
this
is
is a sturdy roof.
yeah. Why'd you have to say that? Hold on.
No.
Yes, it is it's a very sturdy roof. You're great. It rolled a 19.
Ooh.
It has very good athletic skill. All right. So what's the plan? You guys gonna try to get through the window and get inside?
If that looks like the best way to get up there.
I mean, you could get onto the windowsill and try for the roof. I will
look at
say,
myself. and I
Paladin
look at my other
jumped.
two friends.
Paladin jumped very high.
Do I get the inclination that the thing that I did was something that only happened the one time, or is going to linger?
You get the sense that it is going to linger. So I always forget how to calculate jump height. Oh, okay. You get the sense that he can jump about 7 feet. Just
What is the
standing jump.
distance?
Standing jump.
Mhm.
It's probably about 9 or 10. If you can prop him up, you probably could make it up there.
It sounds like a bad idea, but it just might work.
What might work?
Let me give you a boost and we don't have to go through the window.
Oh, you think I could super jump all the way to the top?
I think with a little bit of help you might be able to.
All right, let's do it, Captain Starshine.
Oh my god. So you back up a little bit, Paladin, to get a bit of a running start, and Lane can give you either like a shoulder to boost or like a hand to boost and try to help you out as you go. Though I will say, between the two of you, Arden and Lane, you get the sense that like Arden's probably built a little stronger than you are. You're very, very like lithe and gangly. You giving a boost might not be as effective.
Would you
So-
like the help?
Oh, what? Sure, sorry. And I'll just kneel down, put my hands down, for a foot.
So,
All right.
oof, yeah. So you get a little running start and you jump, and with
Awabunga.
that boost, you bounce like you're on a trampoline up onto the, you kind of just, whoa, and you can sort of crawl all the rest of the way up. You see his little clawed feet dangling and then climbs away. So yes, Paladin, you are on the roof and you see three sort of common folk.
You were gonna say peasants.
I was.
Okay.
It's because there's a nobleman's house, and I was, but you were in before, so I was sort of assuming. But so these villagers are, they sort of, oh,
Hi there.
hello, do you, please help us. We're trapped here. The fire is growing. It's coming up. It's coming up. Please.
I think my friends can probably help. They're over here on the shed.
Oh.
Let's go look. Come on, everybody.
They're rushing over, and yeah, it would be a height that would probably be a little dangerous to make just kind of free falling. But the other reason that they didn't see it was because Lane, you saw it through the smoke that's happening. Like you were able to, but if they were just on the roof and all they saw was smoke all around them, they didn't have a sense that there was even a place to jump. So yeah, Paladin, you lead them over to the roof edge, and Arden and Lane are there waiting.
I'm wearing like a cloak type of thing, you said?
Yeah, you have like almost like a, there's got to be a more elegant way to put it, but it's like a poncho. It's fully around. It probably, there's like a seam on the side where your arm is, so it's basically a cloak that you kind of wear sideways for drama, maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
Do I have any like rope or anything on my person?
Yes, you do. You have some hemp rope on you. And let me see what else you have. You also have this, you have a stone on you that looks almost like, this isn't gonna mean anything to most people. It looks like labradorite. It's dark with green and blue, almost like an aurora effect in the cracks on the inside of the gem. And when you sort of look at it, it almost shifts and moves a little bit, almost like a little nebula on the inside.
Ooh.
And you have standard stuff. You've got you've got some stuff like there's a crowbar, there's some torches, there's what else do you have here? You do actually have some climbing equipment along with the rope.
Okay. If I have that, then I will tie something to one end of the rope and toss it up that direction so it like stays, basically something heavy enough that it's gonna like stay put, and then drop the rope down so that they can have some assistance in getting down this space.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that's smart.
Look out! And I'll throw the thing up there.
Awesome.
I'll
So yeah,
attempt to catch it.
Perfect.
And should I be able to do that? Which, do you want me to roll, or is this a...
no, you're fine. That's fine.
Okay.
You're throwing a full-on rope, and yeah, you catch it.
All right, I'm gonna tie it to this weather vane.
Okay, it looks very sturdy.
There we go.
Apparently,
And it's
the weather
pointing
vane
that way,
rolled a nat
which
20.
is the way that you should go. Let's climb down, everybody, one by one.
I don't know how I feel about that. It's the way you should go. So they start climbing down, and you hear one of the villagers, sort of their attention perks up and they look back, and you hear a dog barking, at like the door, like the latch that would lead to the roof.
Did you leave your dog behind? That's terrible.
They were outside. They came in. Oh, stupid dog! And wants to like run back to the door.
Their dog
Tries to get up. Tries to pull the attic latch open.
Okay, I'll help.
Yeah, they're sucking at it. They're sucking at it.
He left his dog behind like a
I
terrible,
didn't leave
terrible
it.
person.
I didn't leave it behind.
Just
it came
awful.
in.
Who's gonna carry that dog down?
We'll deal with that once we get it on the roof.
Okay, I'm just saying.
One problem at a time. I'm getting overwhelmed.
Paladin, you
seems
help.
like a you problem.
You help get the attic. You just. I'll just give it to you. Your strength is great. You help lift the door, and almost like impressively so, the dog just immediately whoop, just like jumps out. That dog must have like a 6-foot jump.
Dang.
And
It has a super jump too. Maybe everyone in this village does a super jump.
I don't think that's how it works. Now get down here.
And the dog is just like excitedly barking and like
All right,
as
you
it
climb
found its
down
people.
and I'll get the dog. Okay?
Yeah, okay. But it just he starts running towards the edge of the thing, and the dog just.
Who's a good puppy? Hi.
What kind of dog is it, Angela?
I'm deciding. It's important. Listen, it's important to think about things carefully when you're doing it.
Oh.
Let's see. You see the dog's probably it's probably like a border collie. It's a sheepdog.
Okay.
Very energetic, good jump. And you just lean down and the dog jumps into your arms, Paladin.
Yay.
And you say, "Who's a good boy?" And
It was a trick question because it is you.
mm-hmm. Yep.
All right. Well,
oh,
I
I'm
am a
looking at the
super
wrong
jumper,
s-
which
I'm
makes
looking at the
sense that
wrong
I am also a super lander. Here we go. One.
Oh no.
So you're 1, 2, and then you hear the dog in your head. What are we doing?
Well, I was gonna jump down unless you have better ideas.
I love jumping. Jumping is my favorite.
Well, good. Because that's what we're doing.
What are you
it is-
doing?
It is. I'm gonna jump down
The
because I'm good
fire
at
is
jumping.
growing quickly.
It's scary up here. Let's see
Then get
you do it.
down.
Oh,
All right.
that's my human.
Cowabunga.
They're down there.
Here we go.
I should jump. So you jump down. It's not super far, so you don't take any damage or anything. Give me
I was on the roof.
yeah.
How is that
it's
not a bad
10
idea?
Well, how about this? Mechanically in D&D, you don't start taking damage unless you fall 20 feet or more, and the house was
Wow.
about 20 feet, so you're fine. Actually, let me double check. I think that's the case. I know 20 feet is an important thing. Okay,
I think that's
fine.
right.
You take a little damage. That
Wow.
hung up about it. Ooh, you take 8 bludgeoning damage as you hit the ground with a dog in your hands. And the dog's just like, "Phew, oh, that was fun. Can we do that again?"
Let's not, maybe. I'm not as good at landing as I thought.
You get shin splints. It's like,
Yeah.
ow.
I'll push myself off. Is the doggy okay, though? I'll pet the dog.
Oh, the dog's fine.
Thank God.
He looked a little like, you sort of shake him out and there's a little bit of soot that comes off him, and he seems to have a lot more white on him than you initially thought. You thought he was just kind of like
Oh,
an
you're
black
a
dog.
white dog.
No, that's a color I do know. Yeah, some of me.
All right.
And he hops out of your arms and you just hear him like, "Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, there you are, oh my gosh," and just is like running around its people. As you're all down on the ground, we're gonna cut to RC. We're gonna cut to RC. You are running after the little fox, who keeps running ahead a little bit, stopping, turning around to see if you're there, and then running ahead again. And you see it start to kind of trot to a slower speed as you get a little closer to the outskirts of the village. You give me a wisdom save. 3. As you are staring at the back of this little fox, you are still grappling with the fact that you're not 100% sure who you are or what is going on. But you are very certain that this this little fox is at least important to you, and seems to be trying genuinely to help you escape danger. And there's a little moment of recognition in your head, almost like a little flicker of a memory, of the fox jumping up into the air and then landing in your arms. Just like this little, like, imagine me and you, like that kind of moment. And it sort of like, not snarl, I'm trying to think of what, they kind of yap, a chattering, yapping noise from the fox, as it starts heading for the tree line just outside the village.
So as it slows down, I slow down, and I have this flash. And I sort of, I slow down, I look behind me, just to see things from a distance.
Yeah. So
does everything look torched?
There are little pockets of active flame, but then outside of that, most of the buildings, most of these homes and farmhouses and barns and things, even the crops themselves on the outskirts of the villages or of the village, are just, there's little embers of like a husk of a building. I would say 80% of this village is just trashed, and the other 20% is currently on fire.
You said it's not like a super big village.
No, it's not. You'd probably guess that maybe under 1,000 people live here.
So are we talking about like a dozen buildings, or are we talking about bigger?
You're maybe 24 buildings. At least in the central village area. There's more farmhouses that sort of like extend out past, but like the village proper is probably 20 or 30 buildings.
Okay, so
more of a town, I guess.
As I get to the tree line, I am winded and I want to sit.
Okay.
And so I sit at the tree line, and I'm looking out at that, and I'm also looking back. Is the fox still going into the woods, or does the fox come back to me?
It kind of hesitates when you slow down, and when you sit, it certainly turns around.
And I just wave it over. So, come here.
Trots over, sort of grabs onto your shirt and tries to pull a little bit.
And I pick it up. I put it. I'm sort of sitting with my knees up, and I put it sort of in my lap between my knees and the rest of my torso as I rest my back against a tree.
It's okay, RC. You can use your cat as an example.
Yes. So, like this.
Thank you.
And
Rockport is very
Use
important in
the
this
yes,
house.
use the
Face.
tools you have.
Face. So just face. And I look at the fox and I go, "Why are we running? What happened? Is this our fault? Did we do this?"
It like puts its ears down, like in a little bit of a actually give me an insight check.
That's good. 16.
Ooh, 21.
Oh my god.
You you try to talk to the creature, and there's an intrinsic sort of hesitation in or like self-consciousness in its motion. Me 1 second. Yeah, he looks nervous, and when you say, "Is it our fault?" He kind of like drops your gaze a little bit.
I'm
His tail
looking at
kind
myself.
of
I don't remember. I just need to know what happened.
The fox kind of hops down off of you and kind of gets up on its hind legs a little bit, like, and kind of flares up a little bit in fire. And then runs towards you, kind of tries to like hide behind you and like holds its face over its hands. With your insight, I'll continue giving you a little bit of sense of that you can kind of read what this thing is trying to get to you. It's a very elaborate system of charades for a fox. It seems to be trying to tell you that there was a monster or something, and that it's hiding from it.
Is the monster still there?
It like digs further into your shirt. It kind of tries to hide in your robes.
Okay. I pick up the fox and I stand up and I look back out of the
It's
village.
just like hanging down. I'm just like holding it under its armpits.
Well, no, I'm trying to do the
Oh.
scoop under the
Sure,
arm
sure.
so it can.
It barely weighs anything. This fox is like sort of physical but also not. It's very interesting. It kind of like fluctuates between being a physical entity and not.
So I give it the good old scritch behind the ears and I say, "Okay, if you didn't do this, if it was the monster that did this, then we should go back. We should go back.
It's making lots of noise.
We should go back and we should try to figure out what's happened."
Does like almost a little sneeze.
I know that doesn't sound like fun. I understand. I'm also scared because I don't know what we're walking back into. But we should go see if we can figure out what happened.
Give me an insight, or give me a persuasion check.
2.
2. Okay, a 4. The fox kind of jumps out of your arms, but doesn't run away. Just kind of shakes out and watches. It seems like it's waiting for you.
So
Like
I start
waiting for you to
Hmm.
initiate where you're going. That is-
All right, so I start walking back down into the village, and I make sure it's following me before I go too far.
Yeah, it begrudgingly follows you. Kind of nervous, like its tail is low and its ears are down as it sort of starts anxiously following you.
All right, so I head back into the village, because I was worried that we had started the fire, because Firefox on me in a room that's on fire says to me that we did the thing. So
that's what happens when you don't house train your Firefox. I mean,
yeah, clearly.
It gets everywhere.
So we'll head back in.
Okay. So you guys start running in. Let's see. So Lane, Arden, and Paladin, you are either, what are you doing with the villagers? You letting them just sort of run off to safety? You gonna escort them? What
Happened here.
Well, they're individuals, so they can make up their own mind about what they want to do.
They're like a family. It just depends on whether you guys you want to take responsibility for them to make sure they get out safe, or if you want to just like let them run away.
We should probably ask them some questions first.
Yeah, Lane. Yeah, so what happened here? One of the other villagers, not the one with the dog, says there was some kind of creature. It was enormous, made of flame, a beast of some kind.
Was it a fox?
Sounds a bit bigger than that kind of thing from the description, but
much bigger, much bigger than a fox.
Not fox shaped though. Okay, good.
There was fire everywhere. I don't know anything other than of how big it was.
So when things are really big, you tend to get a better look at what they actually are?
Not when they are covered and coated in flame and ash. It was practically a storm of fire that came through the village. It came with a dark cloud overhead, almost like an omen. And it came for people first. It was hunting.
Wow, that sounds terrible.
Yes.
Good thing it's gone now.
Is it gone?
We did not see it after it took the it fled to the center of town. And then disappeared behind the flames. I do not know whether it is... it looks out, and you still see that there's some fire, kind of licking the sky. Perhaps it prefers the flame, and it's still there. I do not know.
We should get out of here then. Let's grab some food and head on out to the next town.
Maybe the next one won't be on fire. It's bound to be
Maybe
better.
one with, like, stone buildings. Just a thought.
Probably, yeah. It's better than the last town that was all straw.
Yeah, that one was...
Yeah.
Stone doesn't burn, but it still melts.
Well, I don't
Paladin,
think we're
you
gonna
learned
get
something new today.
any answers unless we just go confront this thing.
You want to run at the giant fire monster?
Well, you know,
I
it
want to see
may
if the giant fire monster is still here and still going to cause trouble.
that too, and if we can prevent this from happening to other people, we should do that, no?
That does sound like a thing, but also it's a giant fire monster. Do I have any weapons?
He makes very salient points.
I made him jump 7 feet, so I think
When I wasn't even a super lander. Who would do that?
3-point landings are not a turtle's strong point. They're a strong suit. Let's see. You, besides your shell, you have you've got a big not leather. It looks like a woven bag And inside of it, you have several little little figurines. They look to be carved from wood. Lots of different.
Are these action figures?
They're little animal shapes. You see a boar or something kind of. Well, actually, give me you know what? Give me an investigation check to see if you can interpret what these sort of roughshod little wooden
13.
animals. So with a 12, you kind of look at the little figurines and you see one that's a little dog shaped. Maybe a wolf or something. You see one that's...
Look, a doggy. Wow, these are cool.
There's one that's almost like a little S shape, maybe a snake. Or it's a coiled snake. I just realized that a small carving of a coiled snake might just look like a little piece of poop. It's a poop emoji. And you see a, let's see... there looks like there's a little seahorse. And,
The heck is this?
Yeah, it's this weird little like snake tail thing. Arden, you immediately know it's a seahorse. Very obvious shape for you.
Yes, a seahorse.
It's a weird little animal though. Like it's a shoddy little seahorse. It's like a seahorse carved by someone who's never seen a seahorse. But got like the basics
That doesn't look like a
down.
horse at all.
Exactly.
I should get my money back, or feel bad if I made it myself.
I think you made it. If I'm going to have to guess by the craftsmanship.
Incredible.
Sorry, friend.
Well, regardless,
Hey.
I don't look like I'm a warrior, because, I don't have a giant axe or something. So you go on ahead, and I will stand near the civilians and be far away from the danger. Good luck.
I will clarify, in addition to the bag, you do seem to have a like a club. Literally
This
like
is just a
a
stick.
tree
It
branch.
doesn't count. Oh,
Sure.
Just put it down. Nope, that's not a weapon at all.
It had its own handle. Like
This
it was
was
attached to you.
Stuck in my clothing somehow. Look, there's a weird loop.
It's
I
it's
should
so
get
weird.
that
It
fixed
found the hole
the
in your
tailor.
clothes.
Hmm.
I'm just gonna pat him on the shoulder. You know, friend, if you're feeling afraid, that's totally valid.
Have you ever
just-
tried to fight a giant fire monster with a stick?
I don't know.
I feel like that's
a
not gonna
a
work.
metal one, I guess, if that's what you would call a sword. But maybe you should just focus on getting other villagers and getting them safe. I can go. Maybe they will go with me. Either way, we need to figure
They
out
don't
what's
look
going
like they have much weaponry either.
I don't need to have a weapon to fight something.
Fight.
I mean, you could do
Fight
this, but I don't know if that's gonna help against a giant
I
fire
made you
thing.
jump 7 feet.
Was that you?
Oh no.
Oh, I can't even do any jumping.
Roll for self-esteem.
Oh,
Kick a little rock. I don't have a wand. I'm useless.
Oh
Where?
my god.
I guess all I can do is pet animals.
I'm sure there's plenty more you can do than that, but I don't remember anything about myself, let alone any of you.
Wait, you two?
So-
I thought it was just me.
oh, yeah. I really don't know anything about myself either, or why we were all in that room together too.
Yeah,
Why was
it
that?
was like a big noble person house. And you look fancy, and the person with the fox who ran away looks fancy. Not you though, sorry, even though you're very pretty. So it was probably one of you people's houses.
Mayhaps. For another time at least. We have a bigger issue that I guess we should be focusing on.
And I will
Climate
head
change?
the tr-
So
I will head in the direction of the center of town.
all right. So honestly, it's kind of the way back you came. You came from one of the centrally located buildings. And as you start running back the way you came, you go ahead and everybody give me a perception check, including RC, as you are heading towards each other.
Ooh. 16, which gives me a... Oh, I don't know what it is yet.
21.
Oh,
Mine was a
very
19.
nice.
19. 19 for you is 25. Very nice. You guys found your good scores.
I have a 5, and I'm assuming that's a 10 if I read numbers correctly.
Yes, correct. And Paladin,
Wait, what am I doing?
give me a perception check. Everybody give me a
okay.
perception check.
I got distracted. Ooh, a 19.
19, 23.
Oh, let's go.
So, you all are keeping an eye out for this giant monster that's apparently ravaged the town.
I also keep my eye out for a source of water and maybe like a bucket.
Sure. You find that there are a number, there's a couple of areas in town that appear to be wells that have been dug, and it looks like there are some buckets around because people were trying to fight the fires for a little while, but obviously they sort of gave up because it was everywhere. So yeah, there's...
I'll say, hold on, everybody. Let's get a bucket of water. I feel like that will be very useful.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
The
Sure.
most
All right.
powerful weapon we have to fight a fire thing. Okay, now we're good.
I'm not
Okay.
going to disagree with you, but I'm going to keep going this way.
It's valid.
Wait, I'm not so fast.
I will turn around, walk backwards, and just slowly, as he says that, just fine.
Okay.
Waiting for the others to catch up.
We're gonna say that. All right. So, the other thing that you have on your person, Paladin, you kind of are looking at your pouch. It's not something else you have, but you as you were looking through the bag, you see that there's some rough, burned writing on the inside flap of your bag, and you have to kind of like turn it around because you're looking at it upside down. But you see property of Guppic.
How is that spelled? Can you write it somewhere?
Guppuc. I will put it next to your picture because that is
Okay.
your name.
Or I stole someone's bag.
Or you stole someone's bag and you're secretly a thief. That's definitely an option.
I don't have any daggers, so I'm not a rogue.
Yeah. Maybe they're
That's
all
how
in your
you tell
shell.
that.
I mean, it's your house, so. All right. So you all are running towards, we had a 26 and a 25 for, who got the 25? Was that Paladin? You got the
I got a
26.
20.
Or
Okay,
25.
yeah.
You got a
Yeah.
25 and then somebody got something like a 24.
I got a 21. I got a 21.
Okay. So as you are running, Lane, you see there's really nobody left. There's no people left in the village still alive. They've given up. You catch a glimpse of some lamplight out in the distance, some of the farms, and it looks like people have fled out there. Anyone still around? Everyone else has you see that there are huge wagon tracks tread through the ground, through the dirt roads. Lots of people fled very quickly. And there's also like broken wagons and things. There was some sort of fight or some sort of battle that happened here. RC, as you are running back into town, you're not quite sure where to go exactly, to meet up with I mean, what's your goal? Are you trying to meet up with the others, or are you just trying to go help whatever is there?
I don't know what's going on other than something else burned the town. So I don't have a clear plan. I'm just running in and hoping that something presents itself. If someone needs help, I'll help them. If I see these guys, I'll be like, hey, there's a giant fire monster thing that my fox is scared of. And outside of that, I really just want to see it so I can figure out if it's a thing that I like can do something about, or if it's just a thing where it's like, nope, okay, bye, you were right, and then we run off into the woods again.
Yeah. Valid. You, as you're running back towards the group, you're passing the building that was where you had initially woken up, and you see, again, in slightly just having a different angle on it and having a moment to sort of collect yourself, you see that big building is definitely some sort of like town square, or like the home of somebody who would be in charge, like a magistrate or a mayor or something. It's a large residential house. And you're running at it from a different angle, so you like kind of run through the front of it where you guys were kind of in the back before. And the whole front facade of that house is just collapsed. Like both fire and like concussive something impacted it. Something crashed into the front of this building. And
the outside.
From the outside. And then there's fire still raging inside. And do you do anything, or do you keep running past it? The building where you initially were.
Clearly, in my head, that's where whatever this thing was hit the building. So maybe I can corner some clues as to what I'm dealing with, and if I need to run back into the woods, based on the impact. So I'll go and look and see. I am trying to investigate. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with the building. I'm trying to see if there's like an imprint of a body or pieces of something. If it's something made of fire, probably not. But if it's something that's on fire, maybe there's something there.
Sure. Go ahead and, give me an investigation check.
2.
2? Oh my goodness. You know what? I'm gonna give you advantage on the investigation check because you're specifically investigating. It's specific to what you're investigating.
9.
9. So that's a 10.
Hey.
You study the burn marks along the building, like how this fire might have spread after something impacted it, and it's a mix of sort of the natural progression of flame, but you also see that there's some very distinct paths of destruction in the opening of this building. There's still that sort of clear heat coming off of the space. But you see that the fire has eaten away at most of the burnable fuel material that's on the front facade of the house, and it's kind of moved back and up. But as you see that there were some, like I said, some distinct crash shapes, like you can kind of try to assess how big the thing was that impacted the building. Some of it is obscured by smoke and flame, and you just like instinctively run your hand, like sort of flicker your hand away, and the flame just sort of parts and dissipates under your hand, some of the smaller flames. And you can see that there are very deep burn claw marks around what would have been at one time the entryway to the door, like something burst through the doors and ripped the doors off their hinges.
Did I just put out fires?
You did.
Can I put out more fires?
In small doses, yes, you may.
I'm going to start doing that.
Okay. You start affecting small patches of the flames. You can let's see. Yeah. You start lowering the flames, and you hear your little fox kind of chittering behind you as you're doing that. Like, he looks kind of fascinated by what you're doing. Sort of like walking around you a little bit at your feet, watching it do that. And as you're extinguishing flames, it seems like it's making more of those like warning noises, and he like reaches down to your pant leg and is like pulling you away from doing that.
What?
It doesn't seem like he wants you to do that.
Why not?
Give me a, let's see. Let me see if you have something that will allow you.
Whatever it is, it's a 15.
No, it's not I wasn't looking for like a skill roll or anything.
Oh, okay.
I was looking to see what some of the stuff that you have intrinsically as a person.
Just trying to get out ahead of the curve there.
No, I totally get it. The fox kind of lets go as you're just like, what? And you're like, no, I'm gonna keep doing it. And he kind of pulls away and jumps into some of the fire, does this little like kind of like hopping, and some of the fire sort of absorbs a little bit into him as he's jumping. So the fire is dissipating a little bit, but he's like almost kind of taking it as he's doing it, rather than you just going whoo, blowing out the birthday candles.
I just look at him like, well, you do it then.
And he starts hopping a little. He does hop.
I wasn't trying to take away from you. I'm sorry. I didn't know you could do that.
As you're watching the hopping happening, Lane, you're rushing forward, and you see a figure backlit by the fire of the massive like mayor's house, and then you also see the little like literally like a fox hopping through high grass, except the high grass is flame. And you see the person, the elven woman who fucked off, apparently has come back into the village.
Unfucked.
It's unfucked off. Yes.
Thanks for joining us again.
That's where you are. Did you know that there's some sort of big fire monster around here somewhere?
Is that why
I
you
don't
came
know.
back?
I don't know if it's still here, but there definitely was one here earlier.
Well, my little fox friend here seems convinced that it's still around, which is the reason he didn't want to be here in the first place. And so
I do say foxes are smart.
He's eating, and then we'll keep looking for it, because I want to see if it's something that we need to run from, because I'm down to run from it if we need to run from it. But if it's not a thing we need to run from, maybe we can deal with it.
Does anybody have any theories about what it could be?
Well, it's about, and I go through and explain how big I think it was, and I talk about the claw marks on the doors.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, you can point those out, and then suggest how big you think this thing was. I mean, these are the claws of a large creature.
All right, so maybe, I don't know, 9-10 feet tall. You can see the claw marks here where it sort of tore into the house, and it looks like it hit the outside of the house, but I don't know how much of this damage is from like our body and how much of this is from something else. But yeah.
Well, at least we know it has fingers.
That's very useful.
Oof.
Thank you.
As you all are talking, RC, you see you see your fox start sort of like stand up in the fire, just kind of looking around. And it's almost like twisted a little bit in the flames. Again, it's not a fully physical creature. And as it sort of trots out of the fire because it sees the others are there, it looks like he grew a little bit. Like his arms and legs are a little longer, and he's not so much a little fennec fox as he is a. Give me a nature check. Anybody can give me a nature check.
Thanks.
6. Okay.
Got a 15.
15.
16.
Arden got a 17. Guppick got a 17. Lane, what do you have?
I rolled an 18.
Fuck. 23. And RC.
Like a 10?
10, 13 total. So.
Jesus. All right.
Hey, did that fox
No.
get
I
bigger
rolled a
for
6. I
anyone
rolled a
else?
6. I don't have
Oh,
a
you rolled
13
a 6,
after
so you
I rolled
haven't.
6.
Oh, gotcha. You rolled a 6, so you got a 10.
Yeah, okay, that's
no,
fine. That's
no, you got a 9. You have a 9.
9, okay.
Lane, that's a weird looking fox, and he's a little taller now. He's gone from being about like the size of a large cat to being about the size of a large dog.
That's
My.
How
doesn't-
big are his claws current?
The size of a dog. He's got dog claws. They're a little long. His hands are probably about the size of your hands, much
Okay.
smaller than the big claws.
So you may not roll, cat.
Why not?
that doesn't. I don't know if that's normal. That doesn't feel normal.
It's a fox made of fire. What part of it was going to be normal for you?
So if it gets bigger from fire and the whole town is burned down,
Yeah, I know, but I don't think he did this, and he doesn't think he did this.
I don't
You didn't
think
do
he
this.
did either.
You didn't do this, right, bud?
hey little guy, are you secretly an arsonist?
He's taller than you now, Paladin.
Oh,
Hey, little guy.
Hey, big guy.
It like kind of leans forward, and you just kind of hear a. Let's see, sort of looks at you. Everybody, give me an insight check with disadvantage.
Oh no. Oh no.
At 10.
7.
4.
I know what my insight is. I rolled a 2, so I got a 7.
Okay. 10 for. This is one of those situations where from now on in this game I have to just call out for people. So remember what your roll was. Paladin, you got a 10.
Yes.
You got a 12 total.
Ooh.
RC, you got a 2, so yeah, you got a 7. Arden, what did you get for insight?
7.
7, so you have a 10. And Lane,
Rolled a 4.
you have a 10.
Okay.
You got some. You're rolling the right skills. All right. He just sort of looks aloof, for lack of a better description.
I don't think it thinks that starting fires is a crime.
And the fox just kind of shakes out and just kind of walks up to RC and just kind of headbutts her hip.
Absently scratching at the much larger dog.
So did this all start because a regular dog wasn't fancy enough for you and you summoned something weird and now you don't have a town anymore? Is that what this is? Because I don't remember.
Well, I don't either. That doesn't sound like me.
Do you know who you are?
Well, no, but it doesn't
That
sound
makes
like
four of us, all right.
It doesn't sound like a thing. I don't like the sound of it. Does that make sense?
But regular dogs are awesome.
Just because you don't like it doesn't mean it's true.
Doesn't mean it's false either. It's just, I don't know.
All right, let's not presume anything here.
Please.
Let's just try to break down some more facts, figure out what's going on. We've stood around for long enough.
And maybe we should stop feeding the little fox friend or more fire, you know.
Well, he's
Well,
putting
it's
them
everywhere.
out. He's putting them out, and it is everywhere. It might as well go to some use.
I'm still
gonna
hungry.
look for more evidence of wherever this thing, if it came out of the building, if there's any more evidence of where it went from there.
I'm still hungry.
Hey? Hey?
All of us are just
You all hear it.
Oh.
Hey?
Oh.
Oh, cool, you learn how to talk.
Do I get the inclination it came from the fire dog?
Oh yeah. As he talks, it like flickers. The flame flickers a little bit.
So, do you eat the fire? Like, you absorb it into yourself?
It's very warm. It feels nice.
Well, there's plenty more in the house.
There is, isn't there?
Yes.
And he turns around, just kind of trots back into the building.
You didn't think
And
to ask it what happened?
I call after, please take. Maybe don't start any new ones. We can start new ones elsewhere. And I look back and it's like, I did ask what happened. Before, when I didn't know he could talk.
Maybe it can only talk now after getting bigger.
Yeah.
You know, when I was little, I couldn't talk either.
Excellent logic, honestly.
Uh-huh.
That's real good.
It is unbeatable logic, and
It's
I
true.
want to argue with it, but I
it's
can't
true.
because you're right.
He was a baby,
Do I see-
and now he's not.
Do I see evidence of where the thing that bust out of the house went?
Give me an give me a perception. I hate those two skills. I hate them so much. Give me a perception check as you go around the house and look for evidence.
That's a nat 1, Angela.
Wow. A nat 1. So with your 7, still pretty fucking good though.
At level
Everything
3,
is
yeah.
burned, and the fire has gone past the building and has started singeing the dirt and the grass around it. Like anything remotely flammable on the ground is on fire or is ash. There's very little left to make any sort of determination of movement.
Okay.
Not only the fact that this is also relatively close to other buildings, so if this thing is as big as you think it might be, it could probably like jump buildings if it wanted to. Like you're not even sure how this thing moves.
The people that I talked to mentioned that there was like a dark cloud. Is it? I'm assuming the sky is still full of smoke and ash, but is there anything or any part of that that doesn't necessarily seem natural in nature? Or is it all just like smoke and fire and the remnants of that?
Give me a... Give me an insight check. It's a weird roll, but
16.
22.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, as you're thinking about the way the villager described it, that it was followed by a black cloud, it could have been smoke. If this thing is like fire incarnate or something, or maybe it was setting fire to, you haven't really checked the forest. Maybe from wherever it came, it had already started a fire. So maybe it was just, to be foretold by a black cloud could very well mean that it was coming from a place that it set fire to already.
Okay.
Let's see. So as you all are sort of assessing, the fox comes out, or doesn't really come out so much as just kind of peeks out and shouts at you, RC. Kirith, you don't want to play?
Is that me?
Yes, silly.
Sure. And I just sort of look at everyone. Kirith.
Which I will
remember.
spell for you.
I know.
It's
K-Y.
What did it say your name was? Curious?
Kirith.
I'm putting it on the picture in chat. To quote my favorite character from anything for a while, it's not spelled how you think.
You are correct. Nowhere close to what I thought that was going to be. All right. All right, cool. I will go in, and as I go in, if I can make the fire go down, can I make the fire go up?
You can. You sort of think about the.
Can I control flames, as it were?
You can attempt to control the flames. As you do, you kind of walk in, and there is just sort of this intrinsic, like, you feel almost like little edges of the fire kind of sort of gravitate towards you. And yeah, you run your hand over the, like, over some of the burnt husk of furniture, and you kind of see the embers at the bottom of the furniture, and you can kind of coax them back. Almost like what you would do if you were taking a fire that was going out and sort of blowing on it to give it oxygen to feed, but you don't even have to do that. You just kind of are like, no, come on, wake up. And it just, and some of the fire just kind of picks back up.
Cool. So I'm going to start to do that, and I want to see if I can make the fire move around. And as I do, I want to play with the fox. And as this is happening, I'm gonna start talking to him because I don't remember anything, but clearly he does.
Okay, sounds good. Give me a moment though. I'm just gonna confirm. Yes. And oddly enough, Lane, you were actually the only one out of the group that did not understand what the fox was saying. You understood it was talking, but you didn't understand what it was saying. We can say that RC said, like, interpreted maybe, or just kind of said, well, it said this, but you don't understand the language it's speaking.
Okay.
But the rest of you do. So yeah, you talk. What do you talk about?
So, fire. So, I think I hit my head because I cannot remember your name.
Oh, that's terrible.
Help me.
Relimer.
Thank you.
Of
Relimer.
course.
now that you can talk, what happened?
What happened? What do you mean, what happened? When what happened? What happened?
There is a lot of burnt buildings.
Mm-hmm.
And you...
It's so warm.
I believe it. I'm here too. You mentioned some sort of fire monster thing? Or a fight?
Oh, yes, there was a terrible fight.
Can you tell me what happened?
I remember it being very warm and nice, and then there was lots of shouting and pain, and I woke up in the room with you, and I woke you up so that we could go somewhere else, but then you made me come back here. So I'm making the best of it.
Do you remember... Did you make it warm and nice, or did I make it warm and nice, or does something else make it warm and nice?
We both come from fire. We both like it. Why is it a problem?
It's not a problem, as long as we're not making things hard for everyone else. Like, we wouldn't like it if someone came along and dumped water on us all the time, right? So we need to keep in mind that other things and other people and other animals maybe don't like fire the same way we do.
Other things, other people, other animals. Why other animals? Why are you talking about other animals?
Because if I don't think about the other animals, and the people who like those other animals tend to come and dump water on us. It's a give and take.
Not if you stop them.
Well, it's a give and take.
It's
if you burn everything.
It's very easy to stop people.
Yes. But hear me out. We both come from fire. We know what happens when we run out of fuel. We know what happens when we burn everything up and don't give it a chance to come back. We don't get to be here anymore.
People get mad. They make you go away.
Right. I don't want that to happen to us. Do you want that to happen to us?
No.
Right. So we find our times and places for the warmth. We find our times and places for the fun. But we also remember that not everyone likes it the same way we do, and just like we don't want them to dump water on us, we won't do it to them. It's not a no, it's just a know when to do it.
But I want to.
Well, you can now, for sure.
Good. Then we're agreed.
But
and
I do want to know...
He starts, like, kind of just...
Oh, boy.
He just wanders deeper into the house.
Okay.
I guess I'm just gonna peek in there, and I'm gonna be like, Curith, did you figure anything out?
Well, I have hints, and I don't like where the hints are leading. And I'm hoping that there's still other things that I can find out, but I'm really not liking where things are going right now.
Are we the baddies?
Give me another wisdom save, RC.
So close to a 20. That's an 8.
8.
Oh.
Let me see. That's a 12. Okay. Or no, 13. The fire, it grows a little brighter up above. You hear Relimer say, "Oh, the embers are fresh up here. You should see."
I guess I'm going up.
And
Just be careful, please.
you still have that feeling of like, I might be responsible for the formerly little guy. So do you yeah?
Here, I'm just very, very concerned that I burned the town down. I'm very worried that this was my fault.
You still have that little image in your head of little Fox sort of jumping in your arms and feeling how warm he is when you're like sort of holding him. What's everybody else doing? Arden was peeking in.
Yeah, and then I guess with no answers, I'm gonna just kind of scratch my head a little bit, remember the wand, and just kind of see what I can do with it.
Okay.
But
I am gonna look around for any signs of like where this, like if there was a fight or anything, like look for signs of battle or anything else like that other than the obvious fire.
Okay.
I'm gonna hand the both of you a cup of water.
Sure.
Thank you.
You have what? You're double
Okay.
fisting right now. You have a wand and a cup of water in your hands.
It's important to
okay.
stay hydrated.
What do you want to do, Arden? What do you want to try to do with it?
I'll face away so I'm not facing like the fox and him or her, I guess, in this scenario.
Yeah,
and
sorry, in this context.
I'll turn towards maybe something else that's burning and just kind of see what I can conjure up, or if
Sure.
we're experimenting.
Do you want to try to move the fire, or put it out? What do you trying to do?
Maybe like put it out. I would
Okay.
feel like.
So, this actually works really well. So thank you, Paladin. You think about putting out the water or putting out the fire, and the water in the cup just splashes onto
Oops.
the fire.
Butterfingers.
Not the cup. Like, you didn't move the cup. It was upright, and the water just.
Yeah, that's even
and
more
there's-
clumsy. Never seen anybody do that.
And there's a hiss
Wow.
of steam as the fire goes out.
I don't think that was you, bud.
RC, as you're climbing the stairs, you hear Relimer. Sort of
You all right?
unpleasant noise.
Well, let's experiment some
don't
more,
get an
and I'm
answer.
going to point at the well
Mhm.
and basically spread some more water.
Okay. Takes a little bit, but you can bring up. Actually, let me see how much you can bring up. Oh Jesus! I keep
Decent
forgetting.
amount, yeah.
I keep forgetting it's a 5-foot space.
Yeah.
So just
That's
you
a
just
lot
start
of water.
you just start bringing up from the well just a stream of water just floating. It just becomes this like big bubble sort of thing, and you kind of have your wand and you're shifting it over, and you can dump up to a 5 cubic feet of water onto the fire,
Okay.
and you can just you splash it up against the wall, and there's a bigger hiss of steam as the water splashes down, and now you can hear it, not just RC. Stop it!
What's going on?
I think I'm making somebody angry.
This is a real ethical dilemma.
But the town is on fire. These are people's homes.
Right, but we're
You want
also
me-
hurting the little fox. So what is the right thing to do?
So is this all his fire then? If
Also-
he's feeling it and not even near it.
Yeah, does the right thing to do change if we're the baddies? Should we be doing bad things instead?
I don't know.
Let's see how it feels. I'll grab like a plate from the wall and take that, establishment.
The establishment wags its finger at you.
Yeah, I feel bad? Okay. Oh, no, that was
No,
wrong.
you
I don't
don't-
think I'm
you
a bad
don't-
person at
I'm
all.
gonna say this: you don't feel bad about the plate.
Oh, okay.
But like, it's probably somebody's plate. So like you feel bad about maybe breaking somebody's plate, but the plate itself, you've clearly
I feel
like
a strong sense of ambivalence.
It's a plate.
it's not really like it's not the trolley problem here. I mean,
No.
the ethical
Do
dilemma
I-
here of shatter a plate.
Do I find any evidence of a fight?
Oh, give
That's what I
me
was
that
looking for.
investigation check again.
11.
11, so 14. You are looking around the building and
Yeah, I'm looking for anything that is signs of a fight that's obviously not fire.
sure, perfect. That's a great thank you.
Is
That's
that
a
forgiven?
perfect request. You see I'm looking around here. There's a lot of fire and things that look like fire in your all's arsenal. What do we got? You see some wow, it's fascinating. A little stuff you guys have that is not gonna be interpretable as fire. It's not even that all of it's fire. It's just like, oh, well, that's just gonna look like fire after the fact. You see, you see that the ground, the tile and the wood that's the bottom floor of the building has this cracking in
Mm-hmm.
the ground, like something like almost like a tectonic breaking in the ground.
Okay.
That certainly does not look like fire damage. It looks like
Mhm.
almost like an earthquake would have happened.
Okay.
You also see you see that there are a variety of marks in the walls, what you can see of the walls left,
Mhm.
and in furniture and things that look more like impact from like smaller things than than a big massive creature slamming into the building, but also like slashes and stabbing, like etches, like somebody missed something and scratched the wall. There's a lot of that kind of stuff. And then I believe I think there would be one thing that is not fire that you would see. Oh yeah, you see that there is it's really strange actually. A little bit on the outside of the wall, like on the outside of the building as you look, there is like damage along the paint job of the house or of the building that looks almost like give me a nature check.
Nat 20.
It looks like freeze damage, ice damage.
Oh.
Like if something was frozen and then cracked as it melted, or yeah.
Well, someone definitely had a fight in here. Don't know if it was us, but
RC, you climb the stairs, or what's left of the stairs, heading up. Yeah, it's a little wobbly. Actually, go ahead and give me a dex save, because it's very unstable.
7.
10, you're okay.
Okay.
You kind of wobble and like have to leap, like a step like legitimately fell as you were going up. And as you hear the rumbling of Vox, Relimer is like hanging out in the fire, and his tail is a little bigger. There's much more organic flowing of fire along the edges of him. And he looks a little bigger. Little less like light from the flame and more like the hot red of flame.
Relimer, what broke the front of the house?
The fight. You said there was a fight.
You said there was a fight.
I confirmed there was a fight.
What broke the front of the house?
You don't want to know that. It'll ruin everything.
Well, I think I already know, but I need to hear it.
Then you say it.
Did you break the front of the house?
Did you leave me?
I don't remember.
You did.
Well, then tell me what happened.
Make too much fire and people make you go away.
Did I make too much fire, or did you make too much fire?
You made me go away.
Okay, but did I make too much fire, or did you make too much fire?
You said we'd be together. That I wouldn't have to go away anymore. That your friends had a spell to make me last forever. And then I did. And then you didn't like what I wanted to do after.
Because you wanted to...
Away.
Well, I don't want to make you go away.
But if you remember, you'll want to. That's why you don't remember. I don't want you to make me go away again.
Why do you have to go away?
You know the answer to that more than I. I thought we would just have fun. We would go places, we would find warmth, we would have fun. But my fun isn't your fun anymore. I outgrew you. You'd see the fox kind of sort of get a little bigger, start taking up a good sizable chunk of the room. Give me another wisdom save. With advantage.
19!
You don't
There
need
we
it,
go.
okay. Wisdom save 19. That is a 24. That beats the DC.
Oh, thank
You
God.
remember the cute little fox in your hands, but there's a flicker of the bigger fox also leaping at you, but
Not in a fun way.
jumping on you, clawing, growing too much like a wildfire. Relimer wasn't meant to exist like he does. He's the essence of fire, as fleeting and ephemeral as one as well. And the moment you make that permanent, it just stays hungry and wants to keep growing and feeding and dancing and
Answer me this, Relimer. When you go away, where do you go?
nowhere. And then I wake up and you brought me back. But I don't go away anymore.
But when you went away, and when you came back, those were good times, yes?
But things would be different. Things would change. You told me stories. I don't want stories. I want to live. I want to live how I want to live. I'm not at your beck and call anymore. I am what I want to be. And things get a little hotter. A little uncomfortable for you, actually. There's almost a little bit of blue flame in his eyes. Very, very hot.
Would you walk with me once more? Or is that your final decision to leave? Because the way you are going and the way you are now, I can't follow.
You'd get rid of your new one. You replaced me.
My new one?
You don't remember them either. Good.
Are there more like you?
There's nothing like me.
That's true. It doesn't sound like there's supposed to be either.
You don't remember anything and you still talk like you.
That's because I still am me.
This whole time, there's just less fox and more fire around the edges, like blurring the shape of the creature.
You are losing what you were.
I don't want to be what I was. Small, liquor of a thing.
If you keep doing this, someone will come to snuff you out. I do not want you to be snuffed out.
Will it be you?
I don't want it to be me. But I don't want you to make me make that choice.
Fine. If we do not walk the same path, then I will not make you block mine.
Looked like how long she's been gone.
It's been a while.
There is a burst of fire upstairs.
Ow.
I need you to give me a dex save.
Yep, there it is. All right.
Gareth.
That is an 11 plus 3, 14.
14. You see Relinor burst into very intense flame. And you dive behind what little furniture still exists, and you hear this crashing of wood and just the air igniting around you as Relinor bursts one of the walls of the room. Luckily not a load-bearing one. And as you're sort of like, you sort of duck away from the impact of that crashing sound, and you look up as quickly as you can through the burning smoke and flame that is still actually kicked up a little bit more. And you don't see him anymore. There's a giant hole singed on the edges that was Relinor at some point, and he seems to have crashed through the window, and you see just as best you can, a flaming bestial figure leaping over the rubble of various houses at full speed, just rushing away faster than you can follow.
Where is he headed?
Towards, I mean, it looks like. Well, give me a perception check or investigation. I'll say.
I rolled a 4.
A 4. Just.
But I
away.
guess my main question is: he headed towards like where the people were, the farms, and all that?
No, looks like just out, away, maybe towards the woods. As Relinor darts away, he stops concentrating on the thing he was doing, and you all have a sudden burst of recognition. Fey creatures are fucking irritating. And that is technically what Relinor is. But Relinor is also now a fey creature that has agency and a mean streak. And you all remember when you found a chance to make the floppy dog behind me make something so simple like a little fire fey into something permanent. It's not usually used for living creatures, but permanency can be done in different ways. And then things just sort of went out of control. It's like having a wild wolf for a pet. Like, never trained, never domesticated, just less and less capable of being in a peaceful state, just more and more untamed. And it's been a little while since you'd seen this creature, and Kirith, you know, has harbored a lot of there's a lot of guilt about it, about the way things kind of turned out. But when you started hearing about the fires across the land, you had to do something. But it seems like the fucking little Fey Fox decided to use you to get out of a situation, to protect it. And Kirith, you were just kind of perfect target for whatever powers he seems to have been developing beyond just fire, but seems that also there's this almost essence of the summer fae that he sort of latched into, which is kind of a shame. It's not really the season that you're as associated with.
I believe autumn is mine.
Yeah, possibly. Do you go downstairs?
Oh,
Kirith,
yeah.
After that?
So once I saw the explosion, and then now that I have my memories, I'm just like looking up that direction and just put out any of the fire that you can.
Right, somebody
Arden,
check
who
on
obviously can do that.
And every single one of you, properly prepared for the situation, just start pulling water from the well at exponentially faster rate than a bucket could do. So Sutil, Arden, is continuing to pull water out of the well. Ephraim, who's Lane. Ephraim, you have a lot of, more functional things. Your skills in this particular circumstance, though you did prepare with a few things. Most of your stuff has to do with like coordinating people. You're able to help guide the others to the right
I was gonna say,
the
once
right
I find
point.
Kirith inside the building, like I start calling out her name and trying to get her out of there, I will start like coordinating where the most concentration of fire is.
Yeah. It does to some degree look a little bit like a lost cause, but the building is still standing, so I guess that's not it's not a complete loss.
Yeah, and it's more just the less concentration of fire, the less likely Relinor is to come back, given
that's
his
fair.
propensity for large gatherings of fire and the fact that this place is still burning.
Yeah. You have you don't want to be frustrated, Ephraim, that you spent one of the few secrets that you learned from the great beyond on making Guppic jump higher. But you'll have to rest to get that back.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
You have
Nobody's
a little
fault.
bit you are able to throw a little bit more ice. And if anybody has any injuries or anything, you can certainly help with that as well.
Given Kirith got blown into a building,
yeah.
everybody okay?
I think I'm more than fine.
I remembered I have a big debt, so that's terrible.
We've talked about this. It's not the problem right now.
No, but I forgot, and that was kind of nice.
You start just making it rain water, not money. You wouldn't be in debt if you could make it rain money. But you start creating gallons and gallons of rainwater over the building, Guppic. As you're like, oh, I owe money. You all seemed to have prepared yourselves with means to fight and control fire. You knew what you were coming up against. You knew who you were dealing with at this point.
And still I brought a stick.
You know what the stick is, Guppic.
Guppic, you actually, when you start exhausting your ability to make water, you can probably do a bit more seeking out of people, since that seemed kind of a focus that you had. But your short little legs just don't carry you very far. So you end up grabbing one of the little figurines in your bag and looking at it just to kind of refresh your memory a little bit, and you shift into a wolf and start running around looking for people. You're a search and rescue dog.
Now I'm a turtle wolf.
My
still
name
have a
is
shell?
Splinter.
Of course.
No,
Comes with the
okay,
territory.
sure.
Yeah.
You know the
There's
real
like a slight patch at the top where the fur is a different color.
You know the real kicker is that I got a Ninja Turtle costume piece from a thrift shop, and I really want to make my dog dress up like a Ninja Turtle for a Halloween at some point, because it's dog size. It's like little kid size, and I'm like, he's gonna hate it, but it's gonna be cute.
It's gonna be amazing.
I don't think I'll get them. I don't think I'd be able to get the mask on him, but he'd at least have a shell.
But,
It has the little scythe like area, like parts. I was like,
excellent.
"Yes, so good. Anyway, sorry. So what do you think in the long term? Are you just gonna focus on trying to help the village, or are you gonna, do what you can and then go after?
I mean,
I don't think we should let it
Yeah,
stay
no.
like- we need to go after.
Like, do what we can for this place, and then we can't let him.
Yeah, the second they
Sounds
find out
like
we're
that.
actually responsible for all of this, that's our cue to leave.
We are not responsible. I
think
We
we'll
are
be
a
doing
little
this for
bit.
a while.
We
make
are-
anybody feel any better.
We are a little bit responsible for this.
Yeah, I remember getting all the ingredients or that spell thing. So
Don't talk about it. Let's just make amends and
We're doing
finish
our
what we
best.
started.
Exactly.
or we could cast a forgetting spell again and just go do something else.
No, we have to
Oh
take
my
responsibilities for
God.
our actions.
Also,
Okay.
that was Relinor anyways. That wasn't us.
Yeah. We don't have access to that kind of magic. It's very
Dang. I mean, we could go ask, but
No.
I have a feeling he doesn't want to talk anymore.
It is our
Yeah.
responsibility to fix what we did.
Relinor has decided he wants to live, but he is fire, and fire does eventually burn itself out to make room for new growth.
I mean,
If
once
he's
it's
not
done
going
burning
to-
everything.
Well, if he's not going to allow himself to do that, then that's our job. My job.
Hey, could we do the same thing again, but like with a water thing, and then have
I
them fight?
don't
No.
think that would be better.
I think
Let
that would be
them
almost the
fight.
same.
It's our job. We don't work alone. We work together.
Right, that's why we're all here.
Well, it's so much faster than us. I guess we should keep going. And let's hope next time it won't do the same thing again, because that took us a while to figure out that it was the bad guy.
We can maybe try and prepare it now that we know that he's capable of that.
He's Fae now.
He was
So we
always
go after
Fae,
him.
but now he's not a familiar.
Well, we go after him like you would other Fae. You prepare in that same way.
Mm-hmm.
I think we just need to march on. I don't think we should dally here any longer.
Well, we can at least put out the fires.
We've
Mm-hmm.
put out quite a bit.
And Kirith, you remember that you do have another friend. You didn't know to
Who is it, the
bring.
water thing?
You didn't know to bring him
No.
out.
In the same way that, well, I don't know how to say this. There's always more fire. Does he know Relinor? Is this is there a kinship there?
No, this is just another spirit that you conjured after that connection was.
Severed.
Yeah, I mean, the permanency wasn't what severed it.
No.
It seems like Relinor was the one who kind of. It's a mutually unpleasant thing. But Flash is very sweet. And very, content. Not that Relinor wasn't until he had the option to do something else.
Right.
At some point, you can bring Flash out, and it might take a little while to feel like you can or that you should, and
Well,
it's up to you how
yeah.
you feel about it. There's
I feel like-
there's no ill feelings towards the little creature that you've sort of brought on after.
I feel like Flash is a comfort more than anything.
Yeah, and at some point he just kind of, as he sort of appears, sort of wraps around your neck this little sort of long prehensile tail and this little almost like anteater kind of shape as this little fire pangolin hangs out on your back. And just sort of tucks in, understands what you're looking for. And you spend time working on dealing with the blaze that was unintentionally caused by the best of intentions. And we'll end there. There's obviously more story to tell, but that's another quest.
The big sad.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a big sad. I feel like RC, I feel like I had you on the boat last time. And you were involved in that one. I'm so sorry.
It's just.
It's completely unintentional. I sort of randomize it and I accidentally picked you again.
God damn it.
I'm sorry. But you did great.
Thanks.
That was really fun.
Yeah. So, thank you all so much for joining us. Let's play our little game now.
We just did the game thing.
We did just do the
That's
game
what this
thing.
was.
Game, the other game.
But let's play a little round the table and seeing if you guys can figure out what was going on. There's some fun things in this one. I was really excited about it. Does anybody want to go first and take a stab? Yes, RC. I feel like yours was the most explored.
Yes, definitely whatever the autumn elf or autumn eladrin or whatever that is.
Yeah, just Eladrin.
Yeah,
autumn season.
and then the wildfire druid.
Correct. Druid
Yeah.
Circle of Wildfire. Didn't really come up much, but you were a sage background.
Huh.
Just the idea of being a person who is well studied in certain subjects. Let's see. Anybody else?
I was clearly a turtle.
Yes,
That's
you
easy
were.
enough.
No, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. You were a changeling. No, you're a
Oh.
turtle.
And druid,
Correct?
which I guessed from the picture. I didn't have a
Yeah, we went with the
a good
stereotype.
way to
It's
stick
true.
it in the story. So
I mean, you had baby's breath growing out of your shell.
yeah,
It's very nice.
I like
Helps
being
with the
a
scent.
possible random stander by a little more. So, but yeah, druid. I don't know what circle exactly because I never got the chance to explore that really. So
I gave you a little bit of a hint, but not like a ton.
yeah. As for background, clearly I'm like what the artisan is, the one who makes figurines.
I actually had you be a hermit.
Close enough.
I mean, hermits have shells too, so
That they do.
that was appropriate. You were a Circle of the Moon druid. So
Everybody
you
doesn't love
actually had.
moons.
I was having you gravitate towards animals. You had a couple of animal speak with animals is what happened with the dog, and yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything that RC did that was overtly RC. I will show you your spell list. It's all fire. It's so good. It's so much fire.
I feel like the wildfire was pretty clear from the get-go that that's
yeah.
what it was.
Yeah.
And so I was
That was the
looking up the
mechanic,
different
the-
options. I was looking up the different options for the spells. It's like they get a lot of fires. Like druids already get a lot of fire spells, but then
Fire
so
focus.
many.
Yeah. The premise of the game, and I don't remember where I got this. But yeah, the idea was an animal causes the amnesia in order to trick you into protecting it, and then I came up with the idea of I found the Relamur is actually like a creature. It's a fey fox from Dev the DM. And it does it deceives you into thinking that you failed the first wisdom check, which was deceitful charm, and you for the next hour were not willing to hurt the creature and perceived every word it spoke to be the absolute truth. So you were just you were par for the course in terms of it trying to trick you. What about Arden or Lane? Any thoughts?
I'm bad at this game. I don't.
It's okay. It's
I
okay.
don't know
Kind of
anything.
an idea. I'm gonna say Drow Circle of Stars druid.
Not Drow. You're actually an air genasi,
Oh,
but like a nighttime air genasi.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I thought it was
And I have
fun.
no idea on the background, but yeah.
The background's kind of funny. I took it from Spelljammer. The Astral
Ooh.
Wanderer, which means you touched a being out into space, and you got Magic Initiate because of it. So you actually have some
Nice.
wizard spells. That's where jump comes.
Jump
That's
came
where the
from. I was
jump
like-
came. Jump
I was
and
like,
Ray of
where- how does this
Frost.
play-
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jump and Ray of Frost both came from the wizard
Because yeah,
stuff
the
that you
star.
have.
I was like, that's starry form. That's starry form that I
Oh,
just
yeah,
did.
you
except
use
it
your
doesn't
dr-
look like stars.
When I realized what the starry form, the dragon form did, it's so incredible that you get reliable talent. You cannot roll under a
Yup.
9 for intelligence and wisdom checks for
Yeah,
10,
once you
for like
said
a
that,
minute.
it was-
It's so good.
It was pretty obvious.
Yeah,
So.
I was like, oh wait, you didn't actually cast that. Jump is actually, I believe, a druid
It is
spell.
actually a druid spell, but...
Which I didn't think of at the time. I just kind of gave it to you because I thought it was cool. But you also got dancing
Yeah.
lights from that.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
So Arden, you were a Triton, so a sea elf kind of person. And you were also a druid. That was the trick of the whole game, is you guys
All
were all
druids.
druids.
Oops, all druids.
Oops, all druids.
Yeah,
you were
really
actu-
got me.
you
with the
were
sword.
you were ironically you're a circle of the land druid, coastal. So you have Misty Step, which I didn't get a chance to use. I was excited about it. I realized, damn it, you can't take people with you because you were gonna teleport Guppic and yourself up there, but I was like, oh, you can't take people with it. Misty Step and Fog Cloud, and there's a couple of other things that you get that are very water-based for the coastal druid, which I thought was really fun. Mirror Image, I think, is the other thing you get. But yeah, so you were all druids of different types. I thought it would be fun to show that you could play around and have, not that you guys were intentionally trying to be all different. I sort of tried to place you in different things.
Yeah.
But you can absolutely play a game with all of one class. Just changes the game.
Yeah.
So yeah, sorry for the sad, but it was really fun slowly adding dread to the game as you realized that the fox wasn't as cute and cuddly. Rather, it used to be cute and cuddly, but has a big chip on its shoulder.
Yeah.
Just means that I have to trust my initial instinct of, maybe this did cause the problem.
Yeah, you had a really good intent. It was like, no, I didn't do anything.
I didn't do it.
And it's Faye. I don't think I overtly lied at any point. I think I just like kind of
No.
twisted it. I try really hard
Well,
when I'm playing a Faye to not
it's
overtly
hard.
lie.
It's hard to lie when you're not using words.
Well, I mean, even as he started talking,
Yeah.
I mean,
I
as he started
tried.
talking, you were fine. You were fine.
He just was like
Yeah.
skirting the issue. Like, I don't want to talk
Yeah,
about that right now.
he wasn't answering the question, and that was ironically the thing. It's like, okay, my earlier suspicions are confirmed. This was definitely your fault.
So I'm pasting this for you guys to read if you want.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
this is the info about the Relimer and the premise of it. Like, I wasn't originally thinking. I had a different idea for what the wildfire spirit was actually going to be. I had this thought of there being, and I guess I just wasn't quite sure how to bring it into the concept, but originally the Relimer was supposed to be the wildfire spirit of like another druid. Ooh. And you were gonna get this almost modified memory of it playing with the druid and then having the image of it getting mauled by the fox. But then I realized that it was way simpler and also far more affecting to have it be one of your animal companions that kind of went feral. And also I was like, I'm prepared for combat to happen if you guys figure this out really quickly.
Angela, it went feral.
Ha!
Hey.
Ew. But yeah. Okay, so before we leave, let's go around and I guess introduce ourselves to the audience because we didn't do that at the beginning. And so let's start with Arden.
Oh, hello. I'm Arden. Ardengeddon on most platforms like Twitch and Instagram and Twitter. Sorry, my brain kind of broke there for a second.
That's okay.
On Instagram, I just mostly post cosplay stuff. Put that on hold for a little bit because we be broke. But otherwise, I be streaming on Twitch, mostly Final Fantasy at the moment and Pokemon because the new game came out.
Nice. Awesome. Lane.
Hello, I'm Lane. I am Nerdsmith's resident goth historian. You'll see me around here all the time.
Yep.
I am at Goth Maureen on pretty much every social if you want to see me do my normal everyday things and yell about whatever I happen to be hyperfixating on.
Very good. RC.
I am Suzume Taka on most platforms. It's _SSB for Twitter, but everything else is just Suzume Taka. I just recently remembered something that I think would be cool if people checked out. I played in a pretty successful band for about 9 years in Beijing. We won local band of the year a few times. We played for like the embassies and whatnot. And I remembered that we did it in an EP. So we have 4 songs that we created and mixed and did all that in Beijing and put on like Spotify and Amazon Music and Apple Music and all of that. So Spotify is free.
There you
So
go.
put a link in
Yeah,
the chat.
throw a link in chat.
Let me find where I put it because I did save it. So that
Yeah, you sent
I
it to
could
us, I
just-
think. But
I sent it somewhere. Hold on, I'll hold
No
it up.
worries.
But yeah, just it's good music. Come listen.
that's exciting. Will do. And Paladin.
Hi everybody, I'm Paladin Hulk, Twitch moderator for Random Tuesday and Little Red Dot. And the next you can find me playing RPGs on the interwebs is Sunday over on Uncanny Adventures, where I play Holt, the pirate paladin who tries to make friends with all the evil pirates, where we are currently running away from rhinos that we tried to kidnap. Don't do that.
Rhinos. Oh
Yeah.
no.
And that's
Sorry,
me.
That was terrible.
Awful, but I loved it.
All right, awesome. And RC put the link in chat, so go check them out. And I am Angela. I was your story guide this evening, and I'm the creative director at Nerdsmith. And I am currently prepping for the next season of Shenanigoons, our D&D campaign, where you contribute to the chaos. I'm very excited. We are probably going to be launching early February. We've got a couple months just to kind of prep. I've got most of my cast picked out. We're still waiting on a slot or two, and it should be fun. This season is going to be Bag World, a new campaign setting that I'm developing as part of World Ember, so I'm going to try to get 10,000 words written about it before the game starts. But it should be really fun. If you haven't watched Shenanigoons before, we do a tip system for the game where you can add a little bit of chaotic energy to the game. We have something called the wheel of causality that lets you bring in-game and meta chaos to the game.
It caused some of the most iconic moments of Shenanigans. Let's be real.
It's really great. So different levels of donation let you do different things, make a spin on the wheel, give the players a reroll as a reroll pool that they have, help me create NPCs that go into the game, or
DMX Machina.
Yes, and DMX Machina, which gives a player of your choice 1 minute of DM powers during the game.
Oh no.
I don't think I used it a few times last season, but
They used it for a meet
so
cute
clutch.
and to accidentally make the game harder for themselves because somebody
was
forgot
great.
they weren't the DM and they went, "There's a monster." Oh shit! And then they stopped and I went, "Well, there's a monster now."
It was great.
Yes, so please be sure to check out I'll be announcing more stuff as we develop Bag World, which is campaign 4 of Shenanigans.
I believe are the other 3 seasons also on YouTube if you want to
They
catch up.
are. You can check them out on our YouTube channel, which you can find because I don't think I have the
Along
link.
with all of
No,
the
not there.
other episodes
Nerdsmith.
of Tabula Rakshasa.
Yes, I just made just a couple of days ago made all the episodes of this show on YouTube. So Raven and Raiders, you can check. I will upload it tonight so that later you can check out this episode. But if you haven't seen any of our shows, they're all one shots, so you don't have to watch any of them to be able to jump into one. And they are all the same format. 4 players don't have any idea what they're doing. I have their character sheets, and they spend the whole session trying to tease out who and what they are in various scenarios that I cook up for them. And yeah, so we have a lot of fun. This is our 3rd to last session for this season. We've got 2 more. And if anybody would be interested in joining us, I still have a couple of slots open for our December 20th, which is our final show. You are welcome to join us, even if you're a new player. Welcome to anybody. Just as long as you have a microphone and a webcam, we can get you going. You don't even need to have a character prepped. And you don't have to know how to play D&D, honestly. We can handle anybody. So check us out on Discord and DM me. I'm just Angela on Discord, on the Discord server rather, and you can let me know you're interested. You can also find me on Twitter at darling_gypsum, and I'm also free for DMs there if you want to let me know there. Anyway, thank you all so much for joining us. Thank you again to our sponsors. World Anvil, who's doing World Ember this month. It's a writing challenge that their community is already, like, there's so many people that have already finished. It's like, dude, calm down. Some of us haven't started.
It's only the 6th.
I know. Hero Forge, which is doing their adventure calendar this month. New assets every single day, and on Tuesdays they have Treasure Tuesday that they bring out a whole big set of assets. And Die Hard Dice, which is currently running their holiday sale for December, which everything on the site is on sale, so you should check out their amazing dice and dice accessories, including Nerdsmith Forge Fire, which is our exclusive deal with Die Hard that they made our Nerdsmith Orange into a cool polymer set. And you can get 10% off your entire purchase if you use the code NERDSMITH when you check out. All right, that's all we got. We're here at Tabula Rakshasa on Tuesdays, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. And then on Monday, we've got Discover RPG, where we have a TikToker friend of ours, Naomi, and she's going to be talking with us about Curse of Strahd. We're going to have some comparisons of running it canon or running it with homebrew, because we have several people in the group on Discover that have played or run Curse
I'm
of Strahd
currently
before.
running it right now.
There you go. You should join the conversation for that, because we're going to be doing that. And we'll just make fun of Franz for simping so hard for Arena.
That's going to be the whole show.
Franz
it's
is
just Franz is a simp.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
It's fuck, marry, kill, but only Strahd and Arena are the discussion points. So anyway, please check us out on Monday, same time, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, and that seems like it's going to be our sort of time slot from now on, because 10 p.m. is getting late for us olds, and we'll see you guys here soon. Please have a great rest of your night. Have a wonderful week. Make good choices. Stay safe. And above all, please do us a favor and be good to each other. All right. See you next time, super sleuths. Goodbye.
Bye.